The following podcast contains movie spoilers and mature content, including graphic descriptions of violence. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Opening Kill, the podcast that dives deep into the chilling world of horror films. Every Thursday, we explore a different movie, from cult classics to modern masterpieces, uncovering behind-the-scenes secrets, analyzing themes, and sharing fun facts about your favorite horror films. Join us as we chat with filmmakers and fellow horror film fans to celebrate the fear in cinema. And now, the hosts of Opening Kill, Michael Doran and Brian O'Connor.
Well, hello, Michael Duran.
Hi, Brian. It's nice to see you.
It's good to see you.
I don't know about you, or wherever our listeners are, but it's been so damn hot today. I was melting.
It was 105 in Southern Oregon, where we reside.
Mm-hmm, and I had to do some yard work.
Oh,
so
no thanks.
No, thank you. I wish that wasn't my life, but I was just drenched in sweat and very grumpy by the time I was done.
Well, I'm glad the grumpiness went away before you got into the studio here.
And the sweat.
Yeah, and the sweat,
that would have been
yeah.
a bummer as well.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, that's
all
good.
clean here, I guess.
I guess so. Well, welcome to Opening Kill, the podcast about all things horror. This is episode 32, Hooked on Revenge.
Ooh, that's good.
I Know What You Did Last Summer from 1997 is our movie that we're going to do. And we're going to be joined a little bit later on by Stephanie Rose. She is a horror and dark fiction author.
Hell yeah.
She wrote a novel called Hiding Lies. She has an upcoming book coming out next year and an anthology coming out here in the fall as well. So we're going to be joined by her and talk to her about her projects. And then she's going to join us on the film discussion for I Know What You Did Last Summer.
It's going to be fun.
Going to be a lot of fun.
I'm excited, Brian.
Yeah, this is actually one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite franchises. I've said this before.
Mm-hmm.
I will say at least the first two movies. I did not watch the third one because it was a straight-to-video, non-Jennifer Love Hewitt vehicle. So I decided, the first two were good, but I don't want to. I heard bad things about the third one.
I've heard nothing but bad things about the third one.
Pretty much. So anyway, this week we're flashing back to the summer of 1997, a film that helped carry the torch lit by Scream,
Absolutely.
Of course, and gave us black slicker-wearing killers with fishing hooks and a serious grudge. So
yeah,
that's kind of what this is.
Can't really let things go, this guy.
Really can't. So I want to welcome all of our new listeners from around the world. Many more signed up in the past week, even though we did not drop an episode last week. We apologize for that. It's just been a very weird time for you and I.
God, dude. Yeah.
You took a couple of weeks. I needed to take a week and step back from life and try and just hit the reset button. And that's what I have done, and feeling much better now than I was about a week and a half ago.
Yeah, it's just been absolute chaos, and you just got to roll with it.
You do.
And that's what we're trying to do.
That is what we are trying to do. Kind of blows my mind to think that we are almost done with season 1
I know.
here. We debuted on Halloween with the Terrifier franchise, which was a pretty ambitious, gory way to kick off the podcast, but that's what we did.
If you're going to start off, just start with a bang, and we tried.
We did. And
we've learned a lot.
We've learned an awful lot since episode 1. So, you know what movie I saw just last night?
Laid on me.
The Woman in the Yard.
Ooh, that was one of my scare previews.
It was. And this was a really good movie. It's a 4-star movie for me.
Ooh.
I enjoyed it. Very creepy, very suspenseful. Performances were great. Production value is incredible. Wouldn't probably make a good opening kill candidate just because there's not any kills really per se. I mean, there's a death, but it's not, but I highly recommend watching this movie. The dread just keeps building and building in this movie. Lots of suspense, but I highly recommend it. Very eerie atmosphere.
Nice. Yeah, it's definitely been on my watch list. Just haven't gotten to it yet.
Right.
But I did get to Drop from this year. It's directed by Christopher Landon.
Oh, right. The thing that they ran the trailer for before every single movie. Yeah.
You could have gone and seen a Disney one, and it would have had the trailer for Drop.
Trailer for Drop. Yeah.
Really fun. Like, it's not. I wouldn't say it's like a great movie, but it's a good, just fun movie with plenty of suspense. Did you ever watch that movie Red Eye?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's very much like that, but just in a restaurant.
Oh, okay.
And it doesn't have Cillian Murphy, so that's a bummer. But it's a lot of fun. I really like all of Christopher Landon's stuff that I've seen, like The Happy Death Day. And I think, he's just a fun director, and definitely recommend it. It was like, I think it was like a 3.5 stars from me. Worth the watch, but it's not like going to blow your mind or anything.
Right.
But,
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I do want to see it, but I have others ahead of it.
Yeah.
So I'll get there eventually.
Yeah, I watched it at work.
Of course. But don't we all?
I think so. If you have an office, if you're not watching movies, what are you doing?
What are you doing? I at least have one on in the background. And, if I can't actually watch it, I'll have something on that I've seen before and just listen to it to keep it going. But there's some new movies that I've, dropped in there as well. So
especially for me, when you have kids, you got to find a way to fit those movies in where you can.
No doubt. All right. Well, let's get into this. We are excited to have a very special guest with us. Author Stephanie Rose is here on the Opening Kill podcast. And her breakout novel was Hiding Lies. Gave us nightmares in all the best ways. She has a new novel coming out, I believe, next year called Small Town Slasher. She also has an anthology, a very spooky anthology coming out this fall that I can't wait to talk to her about. And then she'll join the discussion on this film. Welcome, Stephanie Rose. Hello.
Hello.
So great to have you with us.
Thank you. It's really hard, to be honest, to be in the quote unquote green room when you guys are talking about all kinds of things I want to comment on. So I'm just writing notes. Like, I have to say that to Michael and I have to say that to Brian.
So, Stephanie, tell us a little bit about yourself here and especially your first novel, because you're actually, I should have mentioned this, you're getting ready to re-release it. You've done a little work on it and it's coming out again. But tell us about Hiding Lies.
Yeah, so ever since I was a kid, I wanted to write a novel. It was on my bucket list. I'm like, yeah, I want to write a novel. That was kind of it. It wasn't like I'm a writer, I'm an author, just try it. And so I moved to Portland in around 2008 after I got my library degree. I was living on the East Coast, so we traveled all here with our furry animals and everything. And we moved here, and I didn't know at the time that if you shake a tree, a librarian falls out. That's how hard it is to get a job. So I got 3 part-time jobs. Was super unhappy. But before that, that summer, when I was getting acclimated to being in a whole new city, I spent a lot of time at Powell's, and then I spent a lot of time at home. And over the course of a summer, I went to a whole bunch of different campsites that were like super sketch. Like, I don't know if anyone really should use this anymore. Like, not like your, cookie cutter, like they have a store in the front and they have a pool now. It's like, okay, so it's just a crappy hotel. Is that what you're telling me now? But I'm paying almost the same for the atmosphere of trees. I'm like, I'll just go look at the trees. But I wrote this book, and it was a lot of trauma I had gone through is in my main character. And I always wanted to do a POV from a killer, because I love Silence of the Lambs. It was one of the few movies I watched as a kid that it's a rewatch for me. One of my rewatchables. The soundtrack alone is just so incredible that if you're writing or if you're doing emails, you can like do an email while you're listening, and then you look up "Hello, Clarice," and it's just perfect. So that was a huge inspiration, and it's definitely shown in the book. And when I first wrote it, I submitted it and no one said yes. I got a maybe. Then I was told by one that my killer was not realistic, and I'm like, my killer was based on profiles actually that are public that you can read from the FBI. So I actually created him based on like 10 different very famous serial killers. But if it was nonfiction, they would say like, no, that happened. But I'm like, why does it have to be realistic? That's fiction. Anyway, first off that, like,
Yep.
So I put it in a drawer for a little while. And then, like I said, I worked in libraries. I couldn't find a full-time job. I was getting super depressed. And at therapy, I just, told my therapist, like, hey, I'm fucking unhappy. I got my second master's and I can't find a job. And he's like, well, what do you want to do when you were a kid? I'm like, well, I wanted to be Kathleen Kelly. I wanted to have You've Got Mail. I want to own a bookstore,
Yes.
Obviously. And he's like, well, why don't you do that? And I'm like, what do you mean, why don't I do that? Like, what? He's like, is there a bookshop in Gresham? Like, there's a children's bookshop, but there's not like a general bookshop. But it was just one of those things that I was like, okay, well, shit. So 37 days later, I'm opening a brick and mortar.
Hell yeah.
So 2018 is when we opened doors in Gresham. And then 2018. So November 2018. So a little after a year after I had my first full year.
I think I know what's coming.
We closed down, but I stayed open like through the windows. Like I would like give recs. People would pay over the phone, and then I'd be like, okay, step back 6 feet. And I would put their order on like a table we kept outside the door during business hours.
Right.
And I would drop off packages. If people couldn't make it up to the store, I'd do little drives around the neighborhoods after. I did what I could. And then we reopened, fast forward, reopened, and we reopened by appointment, and then eventually we moved online. So Books Around the Corner became Death by TBR Books, and that's where our horror focused. So while we do those horror things, we do a lot of things online. Usually once a year, we do a virtual book exchange. So think like White Elephant, but with books and people. I open them on screen like I'm Vanna, and I go, which number do you want? And they go, I want to open number 2. And I'm like, okay, do you want to keep this or steal something else? Do you want to steal or open? And then we did that. So one of the people that went to that never came to a book club before, and his name is Joey Powell of Mad Axe Media. And he was talking about his first book, Nightmare from the Grey, I believe it's called. And I was like, well, I have a manuscript. And he's like, I'd love to read it. I'm like, really? Okay. So I sent it to him, and he's like, I'd like to publish this. I'm like, okay, cool. How does this work? He's figuring it out. I'm figuring it out. And at the time, I just really couldn't. I was going through a lot of trauma. I couldn't process it. So the editing process was very challenging for him, and it was very challenging for me. Yeah. And so we did the best we could with what we could, and we put it out. And later on, it's kind of like I had a Taylor Swift moment where I'm like, this is not the version I wanted. And that's no one's fault. That's just the way it ended up. And I worked with an editor who's a female who I just feel like was a bit more sensitive to the trauma that I have. And I've gone through more therapy since then. But I have CPTSD along with anxiety and depression and some health issues too. But a lot of what happened to Lydia happened to me. So not to the extent of hers, luckily, but some of the things that happened, if they were very detailed, they happened to me. So it was something where I was working out some trauma, and I asked for my rights back to my book. And, he's like, the original manuscript, not the one I edited. I'm like, yep, no problem. And we signed paper amicably, and we parted ways, and I still support his authors. We are publishing some of the same authors. He one of his authors, she's in my anthology this fall. So it's like, nice. The horror world's big, but it's small. So you want to leave on good terms. And I think that I was his first child. So, I'm sure like nothing was perfect, but we learned a lot from each other. Right. And I know I taught him a lot about the bookstore side, and he taught me a lot about the publishing side, but he was learning on the fly too. So I really am grateful for that partnership that we had. And then I worked with a new editor, got a new cover designer, Chad Letsky, I think is how you say his name. He had this cover, and it just spoke to me. And also it's a brand new ending. A lot of people didn't like the ending. A lot of people thought it was abrupt. They were like, where's the rest of it? And at the time, that's how I wanted to end it. And also the romance between Lydia and Adam is it makes me cringe now, the version I wrote then, because I'm like, none of that now. Like, I was like kind of cutesy then a little bit, but like, I'm like, ew, why did I write that? And I'm like, ew, like they can be together, but I don't need all this sugar coating bullshit in here. So I took out some of the scenes that were more lovey, and I had to leave their dates in there, but I just didn't want that to be the complete focus, because you need that. It's part of the story. They have to be together, right, for at least some of it. So it's a very different ending. And it definitely, like, people were like, something's unresolved with Lydia. I'm like, well, it's not now. So get ready. And then I also told people, I did an author's note too, to like explain, why am I reissuing this book? Why did I make these changes? How hard it is to cope with trauma, how it's like, we hear this in shows we watch in movies, like, haha, generational trauma and this trauma. Like, we all talk about it more, which is really, really good. But it's always there. So I think that it's just something I want to be more open about. And I'm very, very open about mental health in my MCs are always going to have something wrong with them because everybody does.
Everybody does. You know, you and I talked earlier this afternoon, and mental health was a subject that came up because all three of us definitely have had experience with that in our lives. And it seems like recently it's just kind of gone off the charts a little bit. So I think that's really great what you're doing and that you've been able to push through it and get this novel to where you want it. I've been a writer for a long time. I started trying to write novels. I didn't have the patience for it. And so I have so much respect for you being able to get this done and then getting your rights back to the original manuscript and then putting it out the way you wanted to. That's a lot of work. So my hat's off to you. That's amazing.
Thank you. That means a lot. And it was hard because I was in the middle of doing pre-promo for Small Town Slasher.
Yes.
And I had a couple grand I had to come up with to pay for a new editor, pay for a new cover. Because I didn't want Mad Axe on it anymore because it wasn't their version anymore.
Yes.
But if you use something from a previous publisher, usually it's listed. And I'm like, I don't really want that. That's it. So I was like, all right, I got to fork out the money to get my own editor, to get my own thing. And that's absolutely correct. But so I did it the right way and it cost me more money, but I'm very happy I did.
I wanted to talk about Small Town Slasher really quick because you were generous and provided me with like an advanced copy and I got to read it.
Whoa. You got an advanced copy?
Yes. I keep meaning to give it to you, but like it's never worked out. It's been
you see me every week almost
I
and
know,
it's
but
not
I haven't
worked
been
out.
done with it
Oh
until more recently.
God.
But I got it done and I will give it to you, Brian.
I'm gonna throw Michael under the bus here and say he's full of shit. I said I would send you Brian, I said I would send 2. I said I have a limited amount, but I'm really excited about your podcast, and I would do it. And Michael's like, no, I'll give it to him when I'm done.
Oh, you know what? I'll send you my address. Would you like autograph it for me?
I will.
Thank you.
I'll even draw a little like murder blade or something out for you.
Love it.
I love that for you, Brian. But no, I did.
But no, let's put Brian aside now. So shut up, Brian.
Okay.
Michael, what'd you think of my book?
Yeah, Brian, Jesus. So
I'll be over here in the corner. Just let me know. Yeah.
I loved it, and I love that it's set in Montana because that's where I'm from.
Yep.
And not only is it set there, but you actually took the care to get street names correctly in this town, and because I was checking, because I got to see if this is actually.
You're gonna be one of those people.
I was, because like every time something's said on Montana, it's in some fake place that doesn't exist, and it's all bullshit. But you nailed it. And then I did just want to say, I loved the main character in here. Because I don't want to give it away too much because it's not out yet, but she's dealing with stuff that exactly I was going through. Lots of anxiety, especially with the state of the world. And I just thought you nailed that aspect. And then the whole whodunit aspect of it's a fun slasher throwback to Scream. And I think it's just an incredible amount of fun. And I can't wait for everyone to have a chance to read it.
Oh, that means a lot, Michael. Thank you.
Of course.
And I know what you did last summer. I'm sure you saw some nods to that in there. Yep. We were talking about that today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I so for the setting, I knew Idaho was out, right? I'm like, well, I can't do a slasher
After
in
my
Idaho.
heart is a chainsaw.
Yeah, I can't because that's what you're going to proof rock. Oh,
yep.
Yeah. So I can't touch Idaho, right? I was in Oregon. I'm in Washington. I found an Airbnb, and I will share that privately, but I will not publicly say them because I didn't get permission.
Okay.
But I studied all their photos and the house. So if you read it, you can Google certain things that are in the house that seem very specific that actually are part of this Airbnb.
Okay.
And not to tempt you, but it's in California, and I think it's in Northern California, so it might actually be really close to you. So I'll remind myself to send you that. But I wanted to somewhere rural. I've lived in Colorado, and I thought about Wyoming, but I don't know. I've always wanted to go to Montana, and I can't travel. I'm homebound because I'm disabled now, so I just can't. And I'm like, okay, so I want to maybe set it in Montana where? And I looked up a few things, like just different maybe crimes that happened or just like different towns, touristy towns. I'm like, I don't want it to be a really big touristy town. So let's look on a map and let's just look at the towns around it. And I was telling Brian earlier that I actually walked it with Google. That's why I got all the street names right. It's because I actually spent like hours, like each day, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to walk a couple blocks today. And then I'd walk the blocks and look at each side. So I'd have to turn the little thing, left to right, middle. But I really wanted to get a sense. And I also like looked up what kind of trees do they have here? What kind of bodies of water do they have? Because I can't travel anymore. And I loved it so much when I could. And I want people to be able to experience locations and settings, and not just atmospheric inside of a house or inside of a scene, but inside of a town, inside of the people that live there and the type of town it is. And of course, it's not anything to do with their police department or anything like that. But, small town,
Oh, yeah.
And then just making it into a place that people could actually go to, I think is cool.
Yeah. Definitely. We are talking with Stephanie Rose, a horror author, and who will be joining us on the discussion for the film we're doing this week. So with this new novel, Small Town Slasher, have you set a release date?
March 3rd, 2026. It is the Tuesday after the new Scream comes out.
I love that. That
was on purpose.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the nice thing about being an indie, because you can set your own release dates. You don't have to go with what the traditional release dates are for the big publishers.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I was even telling you, I'm like, I could have set it on the same day that Scream came out. Why do I have to put it out Tuesday?
Yeah.
Not every book is out. It's just a better day for books to come out.
Right.
So it is good for me to do that. So I was like, all right, do I want it to be like everybody's hyped to go see the new Scream, and then they want to read my book, or like they just saw it and they want to read my book? I'm like, that one. Yeah. I think that one.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
One more thing I want to talk about with you before we get into the film. You have an anthology coming out. It's called Twisted Tales to Tell in the Night, a Halloween horror anthology. And that is coming out, I believe, in September. Is that correct?
That is correct. That's going to be the first anthology of Death by TBR books. Where 4 months ago, I created not just the bookshop, which has been around for a long time, but also kind of made an arm for a press. So Hiding Lies is the first title that's going to be released. And then Twisted Tales is the first anthology. It's a blend of seasoned writers, older trick-or-treaters and first-timers. And you're in a treat for lots of fun-sized, delicious candy. And it was inspired by Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark and We Bleed Orange and Black by Jeff C. Carter, because he did a Halloween anthology with 31 fun-sized tales. And I was like, this is really incredible. So I got Andy, I think his name is Ciasco. He is an incredible artist, and he did our cover. And he's just phenomenal. And he completely captured the essence I wanted from Scary Stories, but with a blend of the type of stories in this book. So there's more witchy and pumpkin stories in this book versus volume 2 is going to come out. I don't know if I've posted this anywhere, but it's getting moved up from September of next year to Summerween of next year.
Love it.
And you both should know about Summerween where you are, because you're not far from the Mystery Shack.
That's true.
That's true.
That is true.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I cannot wait for the new novel and then this anthology. And this is just so mind-blowing to me. It's exciting. So again, congratulations.
And one other thing, I would say, I just found this out actually. So on our website and everything, we actually are going to offer international shipping through Etsy. It's the only way I can afford to do it, but sure. just a couple of things. So just the anthology, especially the anthology, because I wanted that to be available to people all over. So because I can't do it with just me, but sure. I am really excited. Clay McLeod Chapman and Brian McCauley are a couple of the invited authors. There's plenty more. So I'm super excited. Halloween, I live Halloween all year. That's another thing my therapist said. If you love Halloween and horror, why do you save it for September through October? And I said, what do you mean? He's like, well, why don't you just watch a Halloween movie in like June? And I was like, what? We can't do that. He's like, hey, you can watch it whenever you want. The other day I was sad and I just put Hocus Pocus 2 on.
Hell yeah.
Like, you know what? That felt damn good. I'm going to start. And it was just like needing this invisible permission to do something that makes me happy. I'm staring at pumpkin buckets in my room. I have the Skelly guy from Target. I have another skeleton in the corner. I've got Halloween decorations up. It makes me happy. Do what makes you happy. Be a weirdo.
Hell yeah.
Watch Halloween, not on Halloween.
Love that.
Halloween
philosophy.
is year round going forward.
It really is. I mean,
needs to.
We have our set decorated year round, obviously, with all kinds of little trinkets, and our backdrop, which has, 6 of the most iconic slashers you'll ever find. So yeah, no, I agree. Halloween year round. So, all right, Stephanie, are you ready to get into I Know What You Did Last Summer?
Oh my God, I'm so ready.
All right. Just the Facts, directed by Jim Gillespie, written by Kevin Williamson, based on a novel by Lois Duncan. You and I talked previously about the novel, and boy, if you have your choice, pass on the novel and just watch the movie because, damn.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's what I will say. What do you think of the movie, Stephanie? I mean, the book, Stephanie.
The film was released October 17th, 1997. They filmed it between March and May of that year, and they filmed it in Southport, Durham, and Burgod, North Carolina, with additional soundstage shots in LA. Made it for $17 million, went on to make $125 million plus. So if you're going to bury the truth, make sure it stays buried, is what their tagline is. And this really is just such a great, great movie. Mm-hmm. And I think Michael and I were talking earlier. For me, I think what really resonated with me in this movie, I was born and raised in a small coastal town in Oregon. One of my favorite memories was my dad. He would always take me down to the harbor. We would walk on the docks and see all the fishing ships and the boats and everything. And I have just such great memories from that and growing up, literally just right there near the beach.
Right.
So anything that has, those elements in it, any film that has those elements, I'm immediately drawn to. And they just captured the whole atmosphere of that in this. I mean, obviously it's a horror slasher film, but the setting was a big deal for me. So real quickly, it's about 4 high school friends, Julie, Ray, Helen, and Barry. They are celebrating graduation with a wild night. It ends in tragedy, however. Driving along a coastal road, they hit a man and in their panic decide to dump his body in the ocean. 1 year later, the guilt remains, but so does someone who knows exactly what they did. So this is a great slasher film set on the coast, and get into it.
Yeah, it's definitely the best post Scream slasher, because after Scream there was a lot of those that felt very similar. Mm-hmm. This is the best of those, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So the opening shot is of a lone figure, kid by the name of David Egan. He is sitting solemnly on a bluff. He has a silver pendant that he's twirling,
drinking
a beer, and you can tell he's full of sorrow. His face is full of sorrow. Now, this is kind of an interesting thing here because, you know what? Let me just play this and we'll get it out of the way and explain.
Yeah, let's do it.
The opening kill.
All right. So technically this is the opening kill. We see David, he's sitting there with this, this trinket, and he's very depressed, obviously, and he hears noises, seagulls taking off all of a sudden. And this is in the evening, and he's looking around. The last time we see him, we hear the sound of fireworks going off, and he looks up into the sky.
Yep.
That's it. And then we find out later that he's dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Much later,
he's dead. Now, this part of the film takes place a year previous, and then it's going to jump a year. So he is our opening kill. It's about 4 minutes or so, if that, maybe not even that much. I don't even know. I mean, we don't have a time of death because we don't even get to see it, but we find out later he's dead. So he is the opening kill.
Yeah.
Butter knife or butcher knife. Well,
I mean, it's kind of a by default thing.
It's a default butter knife for me.
Oh, no, I was going to say it's a default butcher.
Oh, is it? I don't think so.
No, not at all. It's definitely the butter.
How do you weigh in on this, Stephanie?
Butter.
Yeah, it's, as much as I love this movie, I get why they did it, and it sets up the film, but for an opening kill, it's nothing. I mean, it's not really too much going on here.
It's one of the worst opening kills in slasher history, and this is one of my favorite movies. It's really hard for me to say that.
Yep.
But if you have no kill on screen for your opening kill,
That's a problem.
It's not good. It's a problem. Exactly.
Totally agree with that.
But I love the movie. I do. I love it.
Oh, I do
watch
too.
it way too many times. I've probably seen it in the triples now.
Yeah, it's probably that way for me too. And it's hard to believe that
it's a comfort movie.
It is a comfort movie. And it's hard to believe that it's 28 years old now.
Don't say
you believe that? I know, right?
God, we're having a good time, Brian.
We were.
I know, and I had to ruin it. I am
We're
so
not
sorry.
supposed to talk about time.
All right, so we flash forward to the town of Southport, North Carolina, and we have all of our friends.
Well,
Julie
not yet,
James.
because we still have shit that goes down that night.
Yeah, we're not done. I mean,
We're not flashing forward yet, right?
Yeah, well, we're flashing. Yeah, not a year,
right?
But just that same night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, Michael makes an excellent point. Okay, because I've seen this movie a zillion times, and I still forget for like a hot second that a year has gone by.
Yeah.
There's no indication. There's no 1 year later, I don't think, in that part.
I don't remember if there is either. But
there's a year later between the other, like went after this one. But I think that was a huge part of the movie that was really confusing.
So we go from David.
I forget that happens too.
Well, we go from David and then we cut to another location the same time,
right?
Same night. And that's where Julie and Ray and Helen and Barry, they're at this party. And she has just
starts with the beauty pageant.
Starts with the beauty pageant, and Helen has won the crown, so she's the
Sarah
queen.
Michelle Gellar.
Oh my goodness, Sarah Michelle Gellar. By the way, we should mention. I mean, there are a few, big names. They're big names now, but David Egan was played by Jonathan Quint. By the way, I don't want to leave him out. But Barry is Ryan Philippe. Helen, like you said, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Julie James, love of my life, Jennifer Love Hewitt, and Anne Hatch is in this too. I forgot about that. And then
she's so creepy.
She is so creepy. And then Freddie Prinze Jr. plays Ray in this, who is Julie's, not Julie's boyfriend. Yeah, Julie's boyfriend. That's right.
Yeah, Julie's boyfriend.
Yeah, he's
the
nice
weird
one.
because
AKA Baby Blue.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
It is funny though, because Freddie Prinze Jr. They're not dating in this one, but they do go on to marry in real life. Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah.
But no, they play not lovers in this one.
That's right.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
That is very, very true. So, Helen has won this beauty pageant. She's got the crown, and she's got a snotty sister whose name is Elsa. She's played by Bridget Wilson, and she's very impatient, very cold. Not a lot of emotion there.
Cold, kind of like the real Elsa in Frozen.
That's exactly right.
Let's remember who is the first Elsa, though.
Right.
Elsa Shivers is the first.
That's true.
Damn right.
She's the first Ice Queen.
Disney really just copied this character.
Yeah, that's what they did. So the four friends decide to leave, not before they run into their friend Max, who has a thing for Julie. And he's played by Johnny Galecki, he started out on Roseanne way back in the day.
Yeah.
As Darlene's boyfriend, then went on to, what was the other big series he was on?
Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory, that's right.
Leonard.
Yeah, so he's done a lot of great stuff since this. Leonard. But he's very awkward, and he has a thing for Julie, and she doesn't have a thing for him, and he wants to try and take her out, before she leaves for college and all this, and, they kind of shoot him down. And so the four friends leave after that, and they go to a beach to have a little party of their own.
So we're just going to back up a second. Helen, she was crowned the Croaker Queen of Southport.
Right.
Just want to let everyone know. We have a killer cover as the opening sequence. I don't know who does the cover, but I realized it the third time ago that I watched it. I'm like, is that Summer Breeze? Mm-hmm. And it is. It's this like super summer breeze. It's like really cool. And then there's this, they had a killer soundtrack in Scream and this one. Soundtrack and score, both awesome. Before we get to Dawson's Beach, he did that because of Dawson's Creek. Come on. You have to mention that. And also in Small Town Slasher, the balcony scene that we open up with, and a later balcony scene inspires a couple scenes in the theater in Small Town Slasher.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to read some of the stuff I said because it's great. Oh man, I'm not sure how many times I got in a car with someone shit-faced because why are we in the car with him in the first place? Why are we letting him drive? Okay, okay, fine. But like, we've all done it. We've all gotten in a car with someone when we were a teen, and like we look back now, we're like, how are we alive, dude?
Yeah.
So that's their fire on the beach, and I'm gonna throw it back. See, I gave Brian a little break there.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I filled in a couple gaps.
I love that.
I'll let you go.
That's what I can't.
I watched it last night. So
see, and it's been a week since I've watched it. Even though I've watched it a million times, I don't remember every little detail. So that's what I rely on our guests and Michael to keep me.
I just wanted to make sure because
no, you're
I
good.
didn't want to. If you're like, oh my God, she's not supposed to talk till the end, and they're like, we can't even edit this shit, and I'm like, great, I did awesome.
Well, we'll just turn your mic off when we're done. That's it.
If you're done with me, hey, you can just turn it off. I'll never come back. It's okay.
By the way, the goth rock band who remade Summer Breeze, Typo Negative.
That's fun.
Yes,
it's a great band.
Typo Negative.
Yeah, it was Typo Negative.
Band.
Oh, love that band. Unfortunately, they're
I hate the original song, but I love the cover.
It's yacht rock, but very soft yacht rock type. Seals and Crofts.
Before the beach, we have to talk about the ridiculous band, the ooh ooh ooh.
Oh God, yes.
It's like rock band.
Yeah.
Like, while everything's going on, they hired a band and had a fake party. And it reminded me of That Thing You Do with like their like.
Oh my God, that movie.
Every time I see it, it reminds me of the ridiculous music shoot or the movie shoot they were on. But that band is ridiculous in it too. Yep. Okay, I'm done now. I'm caught up.
Are you sure? I mean, I can let you keep going.
I am. I'm on to Around the Fire and Virginity on the beach. So you're not there yet.
No, we're just going to paraphrase that. They're drinking. They're telling ghost stories around the fire. And then Julie and Ray go off and they're talking about their future and he's not wanting her to leave. And then he wants to have sex, and she finally, it looks like she's going to say, okay, let's. And
why not?
And he says, "Are you sure?" And then they see them lay down, and I don't think anything really happens. I don't know.
Who's to say?
Who's to say? They're teenagers getting ready to.
No. Do you know how many girls? I'm not talking about myself because I didn't ever have sex on a beach. Do you know how many girls lost their virginity on a beach and they were very, very disappointed because they saw this movie and thought, oh my God, that looks so romantic.
Yeah,
probably a lot.
No, a lot.
Sand is not your friend.
Completely, her hair looks gray. Her clothes are gray. Like no sand on anyone coming back from the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's never been a time where I'm on the beach that I'm not just uncomfortable because there's sand ever. Yeah, no.
Right. No, you don't want that.
Everywhere. No.
No. Mm-mm. So they wrap up their little party and they get back into the car. And at this point, Barry
drives my car, but me.
Yeah. Barry is just an asshole.
Barry is a walking red flag.
He really is. He's got this violent streak. He's got a temper. And he is drunk as shit. And so it's going to be Ray that drives his car.
Yeah.
It's a Beamer, too.
It's a nice car.
It's a nice car.
New car. Nice new car.
He comes from money.
Of course he does.
And so they go.
Oh, you couldn't tell.
No, you couldn't tell at all. No. So they're driving around this windy road. They're partying. He's actually now
what a dipshit.
Barry gets up and goes, stands up out of the moonroof and he's singing and there's alcohol being spilled.
When you pull the car over.
Yeah.
That's when you pull the car over. That moment.
That's it.
That's it.
Totally.
But then we'd have no slashers. But that is a moment. That's
True.
the first slasher moment we have.
That is it.
Yeah, if like this is a real story.
Sex.
Right. Yeah, you can't.
Sex, drinking, and now we're reckless driving, and
it's all a recipe for disaster.
We have everything there. So
recipe for disaster. I think everything's going to turn out great with these guys.
Right.
Why wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it?
So
what could go wrong?
Going around these tight corners, going way too fast with Barry hanging out the top of the car. And he drops his bottle of whiskey, I'm sure is what it is. And it goes all over. And that obviously distracts Ray from driving. And they're swerving all over. And it's actually Barry that sees something in the middle of the road. He's like, look out. And,
this
Ray
is a great shot.
Yeah.
Because it's the way they pulled this off. Because, Ray's out the window. They hit this guy. He goes up, tags Ray in the face.
Yeah.
Like, it's a crazy shot. And then, the camera comes down into the car.
Yeah.
This is top-notch cinematography, I think.
Ray is covered in blood now.
Yeah.
It's not his. No.
Probably a little bit's his.
And they finally pull over, and it looks like they've hit like an elephant because the front of the car is all bashed in now. And they're like, "What did we just hit? What did we just hit?" So they get out of the car and they're trying to figure things out. and they think it's an animal at first, and then Julie finds a rain boot.
Yeah, and animals don't wear rain boots.
Not typically. No, I found that to be true.
Yeah.
So
which version did you see? Because I didn't see her find a boot, and then they went home and lived happily ever after.
Oh, that's the happy version.
That's the Disney one.
That's the Disney version with Elsa.
Yes.
I think you watched Frozen.
This is where we get Jennifer Love Hewitt's first scream.
Yeah.
Right here.
It's so good too.
So good.
It's awesome. It's awesome. So now they realize they have mowed down some dude. And that, this is crazy.
I love just like the spiral they go down where they're like, we're fucked.
Yeah.
They're like, should we just like not do like just go away, or like they just their whole like rambling of trying to figure out what to do.
They're never going to believe we weren't drinking. We're all going to go to jail. You were in the car too.
Well, this sure sobered Barry up in a heartbeat.
It did,
because now he's starting to, at least be coherent, and we're not party Barry anymore. We're like, oh shit, Barry.
Now we're just angry Barry.
Yeah, we are.
So mad, my car's fucked up. Not that someone died.
I know, right?
How dare that man dent my car?
Oh, so it's about this time their friend Max, who they humiliated back at the party, they see a vehicle in the distance coming towards them up this windy road, and they're like, oh shit, what are we going to do? What are we going to do?
They just pretend Barry's sick and puking.
Yeah. So Max rolls up, and Julie runs up to him, and he's like, hey, Jules, what's going on? Your car trouble? And she's like, oh, and then by that time, Ray is making fake puking noises over the railing across the street. It's like, oh, I just had too much to drink. Don't drink and drive. And he looks at the car and he goes, well, a little bit too late for that, I think. So then Ray comes up, and Ray is the one that actually kind of, told Max to go away earlier in the night. So now he's just trying to,
just anything, just like, sir, get out of here.
Yeah.
We're having a crisis.
Please, sir.
What can I do for you tonight, Max? And the response was, you can wipe that shit-eating grin off your face, or something to that effect.
Yep. No, that's actually exact.
Is that what it was?
Oh, God, Brian.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know.
Bravo.
Right? Okay. And Ray, who doesn't want to cause a problem, just like, okay, Max, oh, you've almost pulled off that rich boy thing attitude or whatever. And then anyway, Max ends up leaving, and then they eventually go and they find the body on the side of the road, and the whole debate about what to do with the body. So they decide they're going to dump the body,
of course,
in the ocean and get rid of the evidence and never talk about this incident again.
Mm-hmm.
So they do. They take the body and they go down to a dock, a deserted dock.
We don't even see him put the body in the car or take out of the car. It's just magically on the dock now.
Yep.
I like to think they just strapped it to the hood.
Yeah.
Like a deer.
Yeah. Oh my God. Exactly.
Because that Barry wouldn't have let him in the car.
Right.
That could have damaged the interior.
That's what I'm thinking, because I don't remember him saying he had to get rid of it or whatever. Like they're like, the evidence is on the outside of the car, but I'm like, where did you put him when you?
Well, yeah, exactly.
In the trunk? I don't know.
And Barry insists that, we can't call the cops because, he's been drinking, and they're going to just assume he was driving because it's his car.
Yeah.
And so they're, and Julie is protesting.
Which is true.
Very much so.
That's what's scary about this, is that you hate Barry because he's such a fucking asshole, but he's right.
Yeah.
He is totally right. He is sober as fuck now.
Yep.
But he's like, this is what's going to happen. Oh, wait, you don't think that's going to, what about your scholarship, Julie?
Right.
He remembers everything about everyone in
He
that
really
moment.
does just nail
It's
everyone.
really cool. Yeah.
So they drag the body down to the dock, and just as they're about to dump him in, he grabs.
Dude.
This actually did make me jump, but he grabs Helen, and so he's not dead yet. And they finally,
kick him down.
But he's got her tiara.
Yeah.
And so they get him in, and he's got the tiara. You see his hand out of the
Terminator.
Yeah. He's just sinking with the tiara, and she's screaming, "My tiara!" or my crown,
now it's
or whatever.
evidence.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
So what is it? Barry who jumps in?
It is Barry.
Yep, Barry jumps in.
Jumps in, and he gets it, and the guy opens his. He gets down there.
That's when I jumped.
That's
He
a
opens
good
his
scene.
eyes.
I love when they he swim back up, and the guy's just down there. He looks just like Jason.
Jason
when he's like
Yes.
in the lake.
Absolutely.
It looks just like
Totally.
that.
Absolutely. So he gets the tiara and he gets back up, and he finally convinces everybody to just keep their mouths shut We're not going to tell anybody about this. Not going to speak of this night ever again.
And Jules is like,
to make a pact.
They do.
Yeah,
they do.
How he like treats Jules though, where he's like,
oh my God,
he like grabs her by like the throat.
Yeah,
or, like, he was. No, you're gonna let. And he's like, okay, pal.
Yep, exactly.
Could we like hit Barry and throw him in the ocean?
Right. So
Right?
this fractures the friendship as we're about to
does.
see.
Like, yeah.
So this is now where we jump 1 year later.
The relationships too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Because Jules and Ray, they end up going their separate ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't
And
see
the other two.
Yeah, and the other two. Yeah, we don't see the breakups,
Everybody.
but we jump now.
We learn
a year.
of them, yeah.
Yeah, you learn of them.
Sorry. You were going to probably say that later.
No, it's all good. I mean, we give spoilers away, all the time at the top of this.
We're all just hopping in and out whenever.
Absolutely. So they come back a year later. We come back to them. And so Helen had big plans. She was going to New York. That didn't work out.
I do love that, like, she gave it, like 4 months of a try. Like,
like
if you
that.
want to be an actor, maybe try a little bit longer.
Exactly.
Right.
Julie has lost weight. She
looks disheveled. Like,
she's
she is
very-
really affected by this.
Her hair is messy and she's not wearing makeup, you guys.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
She looks pasty little lady of corpse.
Yeah.
I love that the mom
Or
is
she's
just
on
like, yeah, she's like, are you on drugs?
She's like, Mom, what? Well, I just wanted to get an honest answer, a reaction out of
She's
you.
like,
And
no, I just didn't
yeah.
wear makeup today. Like that.
And then I was listening to it on headphones, and because I have hearing issues because I was a freelance music photographer and I was stupid and didn't wear earplugs.
That'll do it.
So when I wear it now, I'm like, she says as she walks away, your dad be turning over in his grave, and I'm like, damn, she just got home. That's some
my
really
gosh.
like you barely hear it though, but it's there. I'm like, ooh,
Right.
okay.
So Julie,
Yeah, it's
Julie
so dark.
goes into town, and not after because she's now home from college.
Right.
At least she stuck out the year, but her grades are terrible.
Yeah, struggling.
You know,
Terrible.
she's not
It's
doing
not
well.
that serious, Mom.
Yeah, yeah. I know it looks bad, but the summer or the spring
Summer
courses
session went great.
Yeah, summer session went great.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
It
sure.
better have.
So she goes down. She goes down to Helen's family store. It's like a clothing store that her sister runs, and she sees Elsa, Helen's sister, and Julie and Helen have not been in touch with each other. She doesn't know that Helen is home now. And she goes, "Yeah, can you give me Helen's New York number?" And the sister kind of goes, "Her New York number?" Well, yeah. Oh, I think all you have to do is just walk over to that counter and you can talk to her. And there's Helen, struggling to do whatever she's doing at the counter. And so they talk and just didn't work out in New York.
No.
No.
Yeah.
It's the story of many an actor.
Yep.
I'd say you check 10 feet to your left in fragrances.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So Julie receives a note with 7 words. I know what you did last summer. It's delivered anonymously to her house. Her mom gives her the message. And now she starts to panic. And she reconnects with Ray, who's a fisherman. They're in town. He didn't go anywhere.
She goes home and then, she has the note. She goes upstairs with the note. Now, this movie would be very different if you took it a different way. Like maybe she reads it, I know what you did last summer, or I know what you did last summer, but she took it that way. So, we have a very serious movie. So naturally, if you're really scared that someone might be coming to you because it wasn't addressed, so someone dropped it off.
Right.
Naturally, I'm gonna sit in like these really thick socks in the summer and a long shirt and look out and just curl up on the couch and stare out the window all night. That's what I'm going to do.
I do like that it seemed to
then
take her
the
like 8 hours to read this message because she's just
right. And then the next day she goes to Shivers, just like you said.
Yeah.
And then right before they see Ray, her and Helen go see Barry.
Right. That's right. That's what
first.
it is.
and Barry's
They
looking
pick
like
up
a jerk.
basically, yeah, like usual.
Yeah. He's
Wearing his white tank top.
Yep.
And sunglasses.
So
Got
they're
that Kevin Federline outfit.
that's
Like,
what he
you
looks
guys
like.
look,
Yeah.
you guys look shit run over twice. Like, wow, that's nice. Barry,
That's
fuck
right. I
you.
forgot
Thanks,
that line.
Barry.
Yep.
Thank you.
And then they reconnect with Ray. And so they're all now going back into their patterns of blame and paranoia. They're trying to figure out who the fuck is, and so they immediately blame Max because he was the only one that saw them that night. So they think.
Right.
And so now
that's kind of their suspect number one.
It is, but that's not exactly who it is.
Well, of course not. It's never the first person you assume.
So Max is working the docks in town, and that's when Barry shows up at his workplace and threatens him.
That's all Barry knows how to do.
It is.
He's never learned how to handle emotions.
Nope.
And I do have to say, Ryan Phillippe and I have never gotten along. Not that I've ever met him, but I've always hated him.
Right.
Because he married Reese Witherspoon. And when I was a youth, I was convinced I was going to marry Reese Witherspoon. So yeah,
I was convinced I was going to marry Reese Witherspoon.
Right? I think we all were. But
I think we all were.
Yeah,
after seeing Cruel Intentions and Pleasantville.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah. So Ryan Phillippe, I've never been a fan.
Yeah.
and this is why, because he acts like this, and I assume this is how he is in real life.
Well, yeah, because that's a great assumption to make about actors, and I don't think you're wrong. But I don't
think I'm wrong on this one. Yeah.
Well, this leads us into basically our second kill here. Very soon after that, like I said, he's working the docks and minding his own business, and in this crab shack, and he hears something, and he turns, and the killer appears out of the shadows. This has got to be probably my favorite kill, I think, in the movie. It's pretty brutal. And you have an interesting note on this kill.
It was originally wasn't in the movie, and then like the producers were like, we need we need a more bloody kill, and two, we just need something in between all these kills because there's a long span where there's nothing happening. So they shot this, threw this in, and I think that was definitely the right call.
Yeah.
Because this kill is great. He gets a hook up through the mouth and then just gets dragged across like the boiling pots of crabs.
Doesn't he get lifted off the air, up in the air a little bit off his feet?
Yeah.
And then dragged?
Yeah, and then he dragged across it, and you see all the blood on the,
it like sleeks through it. So cool.
It's a good kill.
I wish this had been the opening kill.
Yeah, same.
Yes.
But again, I get why they had
But we couldn't really,
they had to set up the David Egan backstory here to make this whole thing work. But yeah, this was brutal.
This is a proper opening kill.
Yes.
Like this would have been ideal, but it's not what we got, but that's fine.
It's brutal, it's fast, and just a warm-up for what's to come later in this movie. So it's
a good showcase of what this killer can do and his signature weapon.
Absolutely it is. All right, well, we're going to move on.
Before we leave the dock,
Before
we leave the dock, I did just want to take a quick poll. Who wore a tank top better, the white for Barry or the black for Ray?
Ray.
Yeah, I think Ray.
Yeah, thank you. Awesome.
For those of you keeping score at home, it's Ray.
Ray gets the win here for tank tops.
He gets the win. Who wore it better? Got it.
So the killing continues here, or the attempted killing in this next instance. We're going to move on, and Barry finds that his gym locker got trashed, and a photo of his car is there with a note reading, "I know." So he storms out.
I'm sorry. Is there a book that you read that has Polaroids in it? I don't know. Maybe this girl Stephanie Rose's first book, Hiding Life. That might have not been taken from that. I remember being so creeped out because the photo was of like just this.
Yeah.
It was from that parking lot. That's creepy. And in the 90s, you can't just send someone a photo in the phone.
That is true.
Would be a reason you would go outside, is if you saw like, oh my God, my jacket's gone. He's pissed and he has to go look at his car.
Yeah.
So like, I just think it's a really great way to show us something without us even seeing the killer yet. We don't know if he took his car. We don't know where he is outside. It builds up that suspense so well.
Oh, I agree.
Totally.
It really does. So he storms out, and the killer's now sitting behind the wheel of his car and nearly runs him down.
Well, he does run him down.
Well, he does run him down.
And he like runs him down through like walls and shit.
But he doesn't die. That's the thing.
He doesn't. Well, Barry's too strong for that. He's got a tank top on.
Yeah, he does have a tank top on. Yeah, so.
And this is where, the killer gets out.
He could have killed me. He's fucking with us. He could have killed me if he because he didn't. He begged for his life and then he walks away. He was a little pussy.
Yeah, because he gets knocked down, and the killer gets out of the car. He shows off his dope ass hook, and then it just fades to black.
He's like, "I'm sorry, we're so sorry." and then they show him in the hospital. That's it.
I love that.
That's what we get.
He's in the hospital, just nursing his wounds.
Yeah,
I went through a wall, guys. I thought it would have been funny if he like made up some story of how he like got in a fight with him and he was like, oh, he just couldn't overmatch me. Like, I'm so strong. I punched a punching bag earlier.
Yeah. Well, here we go with Julie doing some research, and it's kind of funny. You're watching her do research on yes. Michael and I were talking about this before the show today. What the internet and the search engines looked like in the late 90s. It is so totally different now.
Especially like just not even like how it actually looked, how movies portrayed that it looked was always just so ridiculous.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know how anyone would find any information on these movie internet searches.
She asks Julie, she's like, are these all the searches of her? She's like, yeah, there's six things open. Yep. That's it. There's 6 articles that just like populate, and that's it. And every time they move to a different one, it's like this really loud beep. And I'm like, I don't ever remember hearing that as a kid when I was using the computer.
No.
Yeah, I don't either. Actually.
And their computers, that's a laptop, but it's like so thick.
So thick. Ridiculous.
Really kind of was, yeah. So she discovers that David Egan has a sister because they think that they've killed David Egan is who they think that they did. You know, because she had done this research, and then she finds out
they learned that there was a body in the ocean, blah, blah, blah.
Right. And so they find out that David has a sister by the name of Missy, who is played by Anne Hetch, who was just, like Stephanie said, amazingly creepy in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, very scary, creepy.
Mm-hmm.
So great actress, and she really pulled this role off. She was cast perfectly in this. And she lives in a remote cabin outside of town. So as the final girls always do in these movies, they decide they're going to go out in the middle of nowhere and go and talk to
Let's investigate.
Let's investigate this on our own.
It's almost
Let's investigate this with Helen, and she's like the best navigator ever.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like Sarah Parker. Wow. Sarah Michelle Gellar was getting in her Daphne like practice for solving mysteries. Yes.
That's right. Yep. Because her and Freddie would go on to do these Scooby-Doo movies.
God, those movies are great.
They really are. They really are.
I love them.
We digress.
Yeah.
But, so they do.
I'm going to add it to my TBR because I actually don't know if I've actually seen them or not.
What? Oh, no, you should do that.
Because they look really bad.
No.
They look really bad when they came out. So it's like, I didn't know. I need to hear it. If you tell me it's good,
and Matthew Lillard's in it too.
Yeah. Matthew Lillard.
I forget that he's in it too.
Yeah.
He's
Shaggy. Shaggy.
And he went on to actually like voice Shaggy and like everything Scooby-Doo going forward after that. Like he is Shaggy, which is fun.
Yeah. So yeah, you should definitely check those out.
I will.
So they get out there to the cabin and they park out on the main road and they walk down the driveway and they, you know, they're going to tell her this story about how their car broke down and they need to use a telephone. And
they're just peeking in her windows.
Yeah, I know. So they get there, they knock, there's nobody there. So they walk around the side of the house.
Jodie Foster.
Ugh.
They mentioned Jodie Foster.
They do.
They're like, this is what happened in Jodie Foster.
Yep.
And of course, I think you guys, I mean, this is just like, I'm just going to like slide into the DMs. Like when I say this, like the way I'm saying this is like, yo, I think you guys need a woman's touch on the show. So just saying like, I would happily guest star anytime because there should be a fashion discussion of this movie too.
Okay.
We
That's
talk
true.
about
That's
back
true.
at Shivers when they exchange the letter, they have this perfect moment where you get a thumb ring of both of them. And it's just so 90s for a girl. It's like, you're like, I am cool. I'm going to go to Claire's and get a thumb ring because I want to be like Sarah and Jennifer. You guys can't offer that to your listeners. I could.
I
if I were here once in a while.
Yes.
I got my
I'm
ears
just throwing
pierced
that
at
out
Claire's
there.
once.
Let me write that down.
Yeah.
Stephanie wants the show.
I don't want the show. I want to be part of the show because I kind of love you guys.
You
so,
can have the
going.
damn thing.
I'm being cool. I'm totally cool. I'm just here, whatever.
No, we would love to have you back on. This is fun.
This is fun.
This is totally fun. And you're right. I mean,
I'm looking at the time. I'm getting like, I have like a gremlin. I call them my like anxieties. I'm like, oh my God, did I talk too long about the store in the beginning? I wasn't trying to sound like a salesman. Are we going to have enough time to talk about the whole movie? He said about an hour. He's never going to want me on again. I talk too much. That's what I just did in my head. That's
guess what? Hey, Stephanie,
brain.
you just did it again.
I did.
No, we're good. We're good. We can go as long as we want to go. This is a good
We don't have any
discussion.
bosses.
No, we don't. We are the bosses.
We are our own bosses.
Damn right we
yeah.
are.
But Jennifer I did it again.
Looking in the window. That's
Jennifer
where
Love
you were. She
Hewitt
was looking
in
the
her
window.
adorable skirt.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does have fantastic fashion.
She does.
We should touch on that.
We will touch on that.
He's not
in
wearing
future
a skirt in that scene.
Isn't it like the big long one?
Oh, it's a long. You're right. It's a long skirt. I'm thinking like short skirt. No. Very 90s Delia. It was like a Delia skirt.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
I actually know
You're
what
right.
those are.
Long flowery skirt with her sweater in the summer.
Yes.
Yes.
That is something like she could not wear here because she would die of heat.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal here today. So they're peeking in the windows, like you said, and then there's Missy that turns the corner and scares the shit out of them. And she's clearly unbalanced. She's a little off,
detached,
and a little detached. And so they make up this story about how their car broke down. They need to use a phone. And so they go inside, and Missy mentions that somebody else had visited her after David's death, somebody by the name of Billy Blue. And that name sticks in Julie's mind.
Sounds like a Mother Goose story.
It does. So they have this conversation, and they learn that David Egan, I mean, it was a suicide. That's what they've been told. It's what the sister thinks. There's no clear answer that it was anything else, indication that it was anything else. However, we know better. This was a murder that took place, and it's partially because of David Egan's girlfriend who had died, and that is why he was depressed and sitting up on.
She had died in a car crash a year prior to that. Yeah, to that night. Yep.
Right.
Yep. And he was driving. So.
He was driving.
So a year prior to the year prior.
Year prior to the year prior that we're now in the year prior to the prior thing.
Yes.
That's the thing I love about this movie. It is chaotically messy.
It's so confusing at times.
Where like every time I watch it, I kind of forget who the killer is and how it's like really attached. So it's kind of, for a rewatchability, this movie's fantastic.
Oh, it is.
It is.
Totally is.
I forgot again. I was like, wait, it's not, because for a long time when I watched it, for some reason, I was like, it's David's dad. Well, why would David kill his own son? That's stupid. It was his basically father-in-law, not really. I don't think they were married, but what I mean? It's easier way to say it.
No,
but
it's chaotic.
I always forget that it is chaotic. Yeah.
Yeah. So the girl's name was Susie. That was the girlfriend. And so spoiler alert here, it's Susie's father who we are going to, who is running around. And that is who they ended up hitting on the road that night. So that's kind of where we're going with this. And
so here's my first big hole. Okay. So you had your big issue. My issue here is, now this is where the audience, we finally know that it's not David Egan, right?
Right.
So when they're researching David Egan and she says, yeah, my brother, like even like right then, even before they say he didn't have a tattoo of Susie, like how did they not know that they moved a full grown man that's in his like 50s or 60s versus like a really young, like 20-year-old. I mean, I'm not saying you would know exact age, but like looking up, they found him the next day. Julie's like, I found it in the paper. And I'm like, they would say how old he was.
Yeah.
That's an excellent
point. I just feel like, I don't know. That's my, I mean, granted, like I said, I've seen it a zillion times. So it's like, I don't mind it. It's fine. I'm sure someone's going to find a hole in mine. Maybe Michael.
It'll be Michael. I wouldn't say anything about it. I just go like, oh yeah, it happens. Michael would bring it up though.
I'm a turd that way.
He likes it.
Mikey likes it. Love that. Well, no, so this is a great point that you bring up. And honestly, I didn't even think about that. And now you've got me wanting to go back and watch it again and pick that out because you're absolutely right.
This is one where I just roll with it because you have to.
Yeah.
There's a ton that just like, none of this is making any sense, but whatever. Fuck it. I'm having fun. So like, let's just keep it rolling.
Yeah.
Michael and I can never watch a movie for the first time together, I've realized, but we can watch a movie together like the 50th time together. I think.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I
can see that.
I think everybody has first watching experience behaviors, or like they need it to be a certain way when they first see a movie versus like rewatches.
Right. Totally.
Like when I rewatch stuff, I like pause a lot and I'm like, dude, what about that? Like what we're doing. And my husband's like, I don't really like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, what do you think though? Do you have an opinion on this little piece of plaster? Like, I mean,
my gosh.
I love that.
I'm just really glad he loves me and takes care of me. I mean, I'm a weirdo. I love horror so much in Halloween. He lets me to decorate the whole goddamn house.
I love it.
I curate his horror, so I watch all of the horror, and then if it's really, really good, then we watch it.
Perfect.
So it's like he gets the best of the best. So he's like, I am lucky I get my horror curated. I'm like, you're welcome.
That is good because you have to, as a horror fan, you have to wade through a lot of shit to find some fun stuff.
Sometimes you do.
Yes.
So they have this conversation with Missy, and now they're realizing all these other things, and they don't know what's going on now. So, yeah, and we have another jump scare coming up, and it's great because they want to use the phone to call AAA to come and, jumpstart their car or whatever to fix it because it's not working. So they, Helen leaves and then comes back. I think, it was Helen that went and made the phone call, quote unquote, the phone call outside the house. Then she comes back in and says, all right, AAA's on their way. And Missy's trying to make them lunch and offer them drinks or tea or whatever it was. And so the two girls decide, well, it's time to go. We've troubled you enough. So we're going to leave now. And they go back to their car and they're sitting there. And all of a sudden, Missy jumps at the driver's side window because they've forgotten
normal behavior.
Normal behavior. So the jump scare. And what was it they forgot? They forgot something, or she was bringing them something that I don't remember.
Cigarettes.
Yeah. That's what it was. Helen's cigarettes. She'd left them behind.
That was terrifying. That part, because like if it involves sound and movement, I jump more.
Yeah.
And going back to the house again, I know this was actually filmed earlier than it's like supposed to be summer, but you at least can she is sweating in an apron.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really think she's gonna go make tea? Why didn't we just put lemonade in?
Yeah.
We never see it.
Yeah, it was something.
That's just like a little thing with the script that I'm like, wow, why didn't they just put something like water?
Right.
I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Something that doesn't need to be boiled.
Or anything. Yeah, just something cold. I mean, she doesn't have AC. She has this house in the middle of the woods. She butchers her own stuff. I mean, honestly, sorry, I know we're trying to stay in this, but the first thing I thought when you brought her up again was, you know what? If I were to move anywhere right now, I would want to be living with her because she's ready. She's self-sufficient, off the grid. I'm like, yeah, bring me on, girl. I'll learn to slaughter whatever you're slaughtering out there.
I'll kill some chickens.
I'll kill some chickens.
Well, I think that's what she was doing.
Oh, she's doing a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
got like basically a turkey hanging, a dead turkey was hanging.
Didn't she come back like when they first encounter her? She had like a hatchet.
Oh
in her
yeah,
hand?
no, she looks straight out of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
That's what she has that moment when Julie comes back on her own.
Right.
Yep. Yeah.
For her. She comes out of the butcher den.
Yeah, that's
she's
it.
Like holding a knife.
Yep.
I'm like, okay.
God dang. So the funny thing is about this scene, they started the car obviously because there's nothing wrong with it, and she comments on that. She goes, "Wow, your car started. Your car, whatever she said," and they're like, "Yeah, go, gee,
it's a 4th of July miracle."
Yeah,
it's the damnedest thing.
And they pull out, and she yells something else after him, and just watches them. And it's like, "Ooh, you guys just got busted." So
not good liars.
No, they're not. They are definitely not.
Bad, so bad.
So Julie drops off Helen at her house, and we get into a very cool scene, a very creepy scene. And Stephanie, I will let you do the honors.
First she goes, "Hi, Dad." And her dad's like, doesn't even look from the baseball game. She walks into the kitchen and you see she gets a Diet Coke out of the fridge and she gets a glass. And she pours a little in the glass and she stares at the glass and she drinks a sip, leaves it on the counter, leaves the can on the counter. Why? We go to the living room. The shadow of him comes in the door. He comes in the front door, shuts it. We see that. No one else does. The best, goosebumps. She's walking from the kitchen, and as she comes to the stairs, she's about to turn around, and he's going up the stairs, and he goes into her room as she turns the corner. Goosebumps.
Yep.
Because we know he's in her room now, but no one else knows. So then she goes upstairs, she goes into her bedroom. Her sister's like, "How's the house washed out has been? You need to come in for inventory." And she's like brushing her hair in her silk long sleeve shirt, because that's what I wear to bed when I was in high school or college.
Right.
And she's brushing her hair. And she's like, "You need inventory." "I have to buy them the pageant. It's tradition. I can't do anything about it." And she's like, "Well, Dad wants you there, so you have to be there." "I can't." So then she leaves her and she goes to bed. Sarah Michelle Gellar has her first scream the next morning. That's her first scream, is when her hair is what Barry is about to say, is coleslaw in her head. So her hair is cut and it says "soon," I think, on her mirror in blood.
Yep.
And then we go to a horrible phone call the next morning, which Brian can come in there. Also, just a weird thing. Why the hell do we have girls in these slasher movies that love fucking stuffed animals?
It is a weird trope.
Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer. Like, it's in a lot of them. It's weird. Like, Julie has one. We have, Helen has one. But okay, so pan in the next morning into Julie's house from the outside, and she picks up the phone when it rings. Oh, wait, what happened? What? Click. There was no way that there was a phone call during that time in the 90s. It wouldn't have even rang once.
No, that's
true. So she runs over there. She's like, I'm driving along with no radio because that's what I do. Click, 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 click. She pulls over and opens the trunk, and there is Max wearing Barry's jacket and Crabs. She shuts it. She runs into the house. They go up to her and it's like, come on, you guys. Oh my God. And they go out to the car and she gives the keys to him. He opens it. Nothing's there. Just like your regular stuff, like your, tie or whatever.
There's no like crab remnants.
No, there's nothing
in the trunk.
It's
so clean.
Completely clean, which is crazy.
Yep.
But so he sees it. No, I swear, Barry. And again, fashion. Let's wear a really weird sports bra with a black hat and look kind of like Britney Spears with her hair up. Okay, Helen, sure. And then we have like a busty sweater that's like, always a little too short.
Right.
That's the 90s look.
Yep.
And she has those jeans on. And there was I believe it was an intern that was on there, and Kevin gave him a chance to do something with that scene. And they didn't know if it was going to be in the final cut. And he's like, I want you to spin when you say the line. That's all he said to her. And then she says, what are you waiting for? And she spins. That is like so pivotal. And that part stayed in the movie and he got credit for it, which is really cool.
That's very cool.
So then she's like, okay, Ray, you go track down, you try to find Max and you go protect Helen at the parade. And I'm going to go talk to Missy. And then all of that happens. And then there's not really anything really important there.
Yeah.
Now we're at the beauty pageant.
So Helen is on stage and reluctantly participating. And she's obviously freaked out.
Because she's so concerned about this haircut that is apparently so awful, which looks fine.
It's so cute.
It looks fine. I don't get it.
It is fine.
I love it.
It is fine.
Honestly, the fisherman should double as a hairstylist because he nailed it.
He's making Edward Scissorhands give him run for his money.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's doing.
He is.
Barry is watching from the balcony of this theater and keeping a protective eye on her, trying to make sure nothing happens to her as this thing is going on, as the contestants are performing on stage and doing what they do at these
the talent portion's rough.
Oh, man. Helen glimpses up and she sees the killer coming up behind Barry and she screams. He turns. Too late. He's grabbed, slammed against the window, and he's killed behind a red curtain.
It's kind of crazy that she's screaming that there's someone killing, and the crowd just suppresses her.
Right.
It's like they don't even check.
Grab her.
Yeah.
They have their hands on her.
So
even
crazy.
when the cop comes up to her, I'm like, what? Wouldn't you look? No one even looks.
No one checks it out. No one even for a second glimpses over.
So this is another issue I have with this because they go up to the balcony. She goes up there with security. There's no blood. There's no evidence of anything that's happened in the balcony.
Right.
This is the way.
Well, he's clearly.
That's what happens in slashers.
Well, exactly.
There's no blood.
We've established that this man is a professional at cleaning up crime scenes, and he does it efficiently.
He has a vac. He has a shop vac, like a little baby shop vac. He has underneath his slicker. He has all kinds of cleaning supplies under that slicker.
He's gotta.
Yeah.
Because he's efficient.
Mm-hmm.
He is.
Yeah, so Barry's dead. How sad. Anyway, that's
he's kill number 3 in this, by the way. Oh, poor Barry, but not.
Yeah, no one cares about him.
No one really did. No one liked Barry.
Not even the police really looked into it too much.
Ooh, this is one of my fun kills. Not my favorite kill, but the next one's just fun.
Yes. I agree.
Yeah.
This wasn't. I was telling Brian about this earlier. I have a more gruesome version of this kind of thing happening in small town, which Michael, you know that part because you read it.
You do.
Yeah. So I tried to change it enough. I did, you did. Yeah, I made it. It's always the stupid cop. They're like, go, go, go. No, we have to go back to the house.
God damn it.
What they do.
It's
Why the fuck did this cop not just move the barricade? Why does he have to go down the alley? Why didn't he? Oh, there's a barricade there. I guess we're gonna have to go down the alley. What? You can't get out of the car and just move the barricade? I guess not.
Yeah, and this idiot has Helen in the back of the car.
Yeah.
So she can't just easily escape.
Mm-hmm.
He gets out of the car like an idiot, and then he gets killed like an idiot because the fisherman's like, "Oh, easy pickings."
Yeah.
Boom, sir, you're dead.
You're dead.
So
I love that they used a cage versus a clear plastic.
Yeah.
I think that really added to that scene to have her shaking it.
Yep.
I thought that was excellent.
Dude, that cage was like sturdy too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, definitely.
in Scream 2, where they have a similar scene, that Scream's a lot flimsier. This one's just like just a solid.
Totally.
And then from that moment, we have 25 minutes of just nonstop.
Yeah.
I looked at I paused it right then because I'm like, there's no down. It's all rise now. It's what Barney would say in How I Met Your Mother. You want all rise, no fall. So from there
it's true, though.
to the end, it's all rise. 25 minutes of just thrills and chills. So
and it's just one of my favorite chase scenes in slashers ever.
So good. It's so good.
It's incredible.
Yeah, so she gets loose and she runs for the family store.
Yep. Runs to Shivers.
Elsa's closing up.
Shivers.
Oh my God. And she's banging on the door and Elsa's like, oh, what do you want?
Oh, my sister's in distress. I'm going to be irritated about it. Yes,
why did they cover the mannequins? Like, why did is it just because they just did that because they wanted to have the scene that they have later?
I think so.
Okay. That's just a quick question because I wrote that down. Like, I want to ask them what they think really quick about that because then the scene came and I'm like, oh, that's probably why.
It's
just so they could do that.
Strictly for that fun little visual, I would assume.
I was like, why would you need to do that? I was like really wondering it.
There's no other reason. I mean, we'll probably hear from small shop and vanity
this
owners
is why you would do that.
Real reason. No, there's not. Bullshit.
Because if you don't, mold builds
up. Tell me if you do.
We will. Yeah, if we hear from somebody, we'll let you know. But
oh my God,
I would be so happy if some like shop owner's just like, these idiots.
I'll show them with this email and tell them how it is.
No shit.
Maybe this episode we don't give out the email at the end.
Yeah, we don't want to hear from
you guys can give out mine.
There we go. But yeah, so this is one of the best scenes. Like, she gets into the shop finally, and I don't know how Elsa didn't see the man walking, right up to it, but whatever. So she gets done. She's locking it back up, and then it took her clearly a long time because she turns around, and the fisherman is right there and delivers a nice little sweep to her neck, and we get a nice little blood splatter on the window.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this is one of my favorite moments is when we see him carrying her body.
Yeah.
But he just has it by the hook, just off the ground. It's just like, that's pretty brutal.
Drag.
Just dragging her.
Good.
And then Helen is now kind of like panicking and looking around, and this is where we get that scene where she's kind of lots of mannequins. They're all covered in plastic,
right?
And one of those mannequins is the fisherman, and he jumps out at her, ends up tackling her. She does get away though, and because this chase scene is not close to being over,
not yet.
This one's really great.
Yeah,
and then she runs.
I like the thing, the elevator thing.
Yes.
The hand. I thought that was really clever. Like I've never seen that in a movie since. And
so
it's
good.
So good. And you kind of respect Helen a lot more as the scene goes along. Like, you don't want her to die. Like you didn't really, I mean, for me, she's kind of an indifferent character.
Yep.
Like I don't love her. But then after this, I was like, this girl's she's
fucking badass.
You got this. Yeah.
She's very resourceful. So she gets into this little like self-service like elevator thing, just gets away just in time. Like that moment is just such like
that's another jump scare when he goes in with the
tries to swipe her. So she gets up to not quite the roof, but to the next floor up.
Right.
And then it's so chaotic. I forget exactly.
She pulls a Nev Campbell and scream.
Right. And it falls out the window just as he
jumps into the dumpster,
about slashes her.
Yep.
And so then she's in an alleyway and this is so frustrating because she's running and there's a parade going on. And she sees it. It's right there. But she stops and looks back, and that's what ends up doing her in because the fisherman then jumps out from these tires that are stacked
there's
up there.
Of tires in this alley.
And there is this brilliant shot where it's up above, and you see truly how close she was to being safe.
And that's what makes this
just
such
a couple feet.
Just feet.
It makes this kill bittersweet here. I mean, it's like, oh my God, she was almost there. It's very impactful. And I thought how they did this was very powerful and very effective.
Yeah, no, you just feel for this girl.
Yep.
Because she did everything right.
She did.
Yeah.
Except stop.
Right.
Do you think Kevin has a thing where he makes the blondes in his films almost make it, and then he goes, okay, now I need you to stop and you're gonna die, because he does it with Drew Barrymore, right?
Yeah.
In Scream.
Yeah.
She gets stabbed and she's holding her throat. She sees her mom. It's the same feeling I get when I watch this part, where she's almost at her mom and her dad, and she's like, Mom, but she stops. Why do you stop to say something? Just keep running. And also, it's a noise behind Helen. So she actually turns around and somehow he's in front of her, but she heard the noise behind her. I always thought that was kind of weird, but I'm like, you don't stop, just run, girl. But it's like she's running and then she just stops because she sees safety. And I'm like, he did this twice now to me. Kevin, if you're listening, please make Small Town Slasher into a film. You don't need to give me any money for it. I just want you to do it. And also, why do you not like blondes?
Yeah, Kevin.
I'm a brunette. Thanks.
Kevin might maybe like he has an issue with his mom and she was a blonde or something.
Yeah.
There might be some.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Who knows? But yeah, I know he does do it. And then he kind of does it similar to Sarah Michelle Gellar in Scream 2. He does her in as well. So maybe he just hates Sarah Michelle Gellar.
All of his final girls are.
They're all brunettes. They're all brunettes.
Or maybe he was trying to. Yeah, I mean, like he could if he wanted to. And then we got our. I mean, it's not him. He didn't direct it. I don't believe. Right? He didn't. No, he didn't direct the new.
He did not.
But we do have a blonde.
Yep.
In 5 or 6. 5. Who dies in the beginning, and then that was a nod to the original because she's wearing yellow and she has blonde hair like Drew Barrymore.
Yep. That was 6. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she dies, and it's sad, and it has an excellent scene. And Michael, thank you for mentioning cinematography, because I'm really bad at explaining it. Like I always know a scene that's really good,
right?
But I always forget it. But like that one in the car when you mentioned too, like these upward shots, like these down shots, are just excellent.
No, it's really good. It's really good. And the director unfortunately didn't really do much after this, but it's unfortunate because he clearly shows he's very competent. Like
definitely.
But yeah, now she's Helen is death number 6, because Elsa was death number 5.
Right.
Yeah.
So
so the two sisters go out in order.
We let them go.
There we go.
At least the good sister outlived the bad one.
Right.
That's true. Even if only by minutes.
Yeah.
Well, Julie is finally putting all the pieces together,
Mm-hmm.
and now she knows that David Egan didn't die in an accident. He was murdered by Ben Willis, who was Susie's father. And Ben is the same man that they hit on the road that night a year previous. And
so she goes to tell Ray, like, she's figured it out. And then this is where we get this weird, like, the whole Billy Blue thing is kind of stupid, but we get this is where it pays off, kind of, is that's the boat name for that Ray is working on.
We didn't need that.
We didn't. But that's the conclusion to that, I guess.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, I wish they would have just cut to her, like, looking for Ray at the boatyard, and then he goes on the boat. I need help, like,
because then you get this pointless thing where she now thinks it's him, because like, oh Billy, it's you, and so she's running away from Ray now, and then Ray chases her and ends up getting like close-lined by an old man in a baseball hat.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably like my age, like he's probably like 40, because they always said that we were younger, like that person's so old,
right?
And then like I'll rewatch it and they're like 42, and I'm like, oh, I'm 40. Don't say that. That person's old. Really? I didn't think that was old. Shit. Okay.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, she finds this collage. Yay.
Yeah, because he's all like, "Go on my boat. I got like a phone for you." And he just has a creepy collage of all of them, and now she's realizing, well, I just stepped into a trap.
She's seeing all.
Michael, if you had said that to me on the dock, I would totally have come in if you had said it just like that.
Right. I mean, who wouldn't?
Right. Totally.
You'd be a damn fool to not do that.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, he's got all of these photos, newspaper clippings, and tokens from each of the friends, the victims.
Yep.
And she's like, oh shit, this was the wrong boat to get on.
And then she realizes, oh, the boat's moving.
Yeah,
he's taking me out to sea.
We're leaving the dock now.
That's a good sign.
Yeah,
it's not really. So yeah,
if he keeps killing, he's gonna need a bigger boat.
Oh.
Hey. You like that?
That's good. That's clever. Look at you. She is a natural.
She is a natural. So the boat is just cruising around. Now it's heading out to sea. And Ben and Julie now have this little game of hide and seek. He's chasing her through the boat.
It's the final girl circuit.
It is.
And this is where she's going to find some bodies in the ice.
Which is really cool. cool.
It really is.
God, it's Halloween on a boat.
It is.
Wow.
That should have been the tagline for the movie.
Yeah.
It's Halloween. This time it's on a boat.
Yeah. So she goes into the fish storage compartment. It's filled with ice, and she's finding the bodies of her friends, and
They're on ice.
She's digging through it.
Yeah.
Digging through the ice.
Yeah, she's trying to get the hell out of that thing.
Yeah.
And we also learned that Ray now has commandeered a smaller boat and is chasing them.
Yeah. And he gets on the boat.
He eventually makes it on.
Yeah.
And
he jumps on the line and he Spider-Man's onto it.
He does.
He's trying to get him away.
He absolutely does.
yeah, Freddie Prinze Jr. is pretty badass here.
Yeah,
It's
he
pretty
is.
cool.
He is. And so they continue to struggle, and Ray gets on. Then there's a fight here now between Ray and Ben, and it's a showdown between those two.
And one of my favorite moments
Yeah.
is when Ben catches a hook to the face.
Yeah.
He just gets sent in,
Yeah.
just tags
So
him
good.
directly in the face.
Yep.
I love it.
And then, more struggle until he eventually gets his arm stuck in like the pulley system
Yep.
and gets yanked up, and he loses his hand
Yeah.
now. So now he's the handless wonder.
And the body goes.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
No, so he does get on the boat with his boat,
Yep.
but then Julie's a dumbass and she opens up like a freaking Jack in the Box and she's like, "Hey." And then he looks at her and then the guy, and then he kicks him off the boat, basically pushes him off the boat. Then he has to use the line to get back on. But I'm like, why are you distracting him? He's already looking at the killer. They're fighting.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But then luckily he still takes his hand off.
Yep.
I think Freddie had that like in a clause. He's like, "You got to show me acting cool, climbing back up on the boat," and it worked. Like it looked
did.
cool.
Yeah.
So
It did.
It did look cool.
So
I thought it was badass.
Ben's arm gets caught in the boat's rigging, and
then he falls into the ocean.
Yeah, with his arm still attached. So at that point, we just assume he's dead, which we know a couple of years later is not the case because sequel.
Yeah, no one can really die.
No, not
But
really.
I do love how they just they kind of embrace, and then they're like, "Let's just take the ship back to shore, I guess."
Yeah. Yeah. So
Thankfully, Ray knows how to drive a boat that big.
Right.
Because I'd be shit out of luck. I'd just be like, well, we're dying out here.
It is good that they wrote that into his character, though.
Right.
If it had been Barry, we'd be like, well,
Yep.
I mean, Barry's rich, so he probably would have driven a boat before.
Right.
But before that, when they get to shore, it's like, I just love how super chill the detective is. He's like, yeah, the rest of his body will probably wash ashore. They usually do, or something. He was hamming up that line. He's like, I got one line and I'm going to deliver the hell out of it.
Yep.
And then that's where, if they really wanted to end it, that's where they should have ended it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I hate this
That's
next
it.
little thing because it's
I
it's not canon.
understand your pain.
Well, this doesn't. Yeah, the very ending of this is it doesn't make sense to
Because
me.
they disregard it in the sequel.
They
So-
absolutely
Right.
do.
Right, they do.
So the thing ends a year later. Julie's back in college.
happy, doing well.
Yeah, everything seems like it's normal
Right,
again.
she's doing great.
Yep.
She's wearing makeup, so you can tell.
Got a great sex life. Her hair she has hairspray in. She has makeup on.
Yep.
Looking good.
No.
And she's
Looking good.
goes into the bathroom, getting ready for the shower, and in the steam on the window it says "I still know."
Yeah.
Freaks her
But
out.
before that,
yeah.
she gets the letter.
Mhm.
Right.
Another little
Naturally,
letter.
when I have a roommate in college, I bring it to the bathroom and give it to him. So right before I get in the shower, I want a nice wet envelope to open. She opens it, and it's the same exact font.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a party. And then she's like, ah, ha, ha, funny. And then she sees the
The thing on the
I
glass.
know.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
And then a
Yeah.
hook smashes through the glass, and then it cuts to black.
the fisherman jumps
and it's
through it.
it's like,
dumb.
what was that? And then like you said, when we get to the sequel a couple of years later, whatever, they just totally disregard
Yeah, so
that
that-
ending. So that didn't need to be there.
No.
And unless they
No.
didn't think they were going to make a sequel, and that's how they
I
planned
don't
on
think
ending
they
it.
did.
They probably didn't.
They probably didn't, but this thing made so much money. It's like, how can we not?
Right.
So
I love Kevin Williamson, but it's like he started and ended this movie completely different than any other slasher, because if you don't take into account the sequel or the new one, we don't have a final girl.
Right,
we are
right.
assuming she's dead.
Yeah.
And that's so weird. So we don't have a first kill and we don't have a final girl if we don't take into account the other movies.
right.
So it's very different. It's interesting. And that's what makes it, like you said, a good rewatch. And I'm a whore for watching stuff on holidays. So I watch this one every July 4th. It's one of my that one, and then I watch Jaws, but I break it up just like I break up Independence Day. So I watch them on the days that they are. So like July 2nd, July 3rd, July 4th, and it's really fun to do that.
Nice.
That's actually kind of cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Thanks.
Final kill count 6.
Yeah.
And favorite character for me, it's Julie James.
So yeah, that's fair. I have to give it to Helen, just because that chase scene, like, that does it for me.
My favorite character is Missy because she
that's a good one.
survived on her own. Her dad's gone, her brother's gone, and she's still finding a way, like with depression and stuff. And like she's lost so many people, and she's still like she's not all there, but like she's there and she's taking care of herself, and she's got a house and stuff. So she's been through a lot. Her family's been through a lot. So like the young me, it was totally like I wanted to be Helen. I wanted Helen and Julie to be my best friends, but Helen was my favorite.
Right.
When I was growing up. But
I
it's
love
changed
that
over
pick.
time.
I like that pick. That's a fun one.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
Favorite kill was Max.
Yeah.
That's for me.
Yeah, for sure.
It's hard to say that because like Elsa's killed because of the way he takes her body away though. It's like I can if I had to say like which of those scenes could you take out and I wouldn't like what would I be more sad about? It would be hers.
Right.
That's fair.
I would. So for me, it's that one. Because I know we didn't see, and because it's a psycho kill, right?
Right.
It's off screen.
Right.
And I think that was his nod because we get something that looks very much like a shower curtain.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Favorite scene for me was the Helen chase sequence through the store and into the alley and everything.
Yeah, that's mine as well.
Yeah, it was just the camera work, everything about it. I loved that.
No, it's brilliant.
So that's my favorite, but it's also because they show it in the scare episode of Dawson's Creek.
Oh.
In the opening sequence, Joey's watching it and she's scared, and it's Helen running, and it's so meta because it's inside of the episode. And that's a Friday the 13th episode too. And then Boy Meets World did a horror episode with Jennifer Love Pfefferman, and it was a killer trapped in the school with them. So they both did these like slashery like moments in other really pivotal pop culture, which I thought was really cool.
That's
too.
Fun little nod. Right. That's cool.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I don't have a life. I do have a life, and I do way too much, but I also fixate on things, and then I research them until I know all the things, and then I have people to tell them to, like you guys.
Like us.
Perfect.
Yeah. We've learned more tonight, Michael, I think, than in the previous, 30 episodes.
Probably.
Or
and
wherever
you never want to learn that much again. You're like, oh my God, I'm so exhausted by her. Maybe we'll have her on like once a year. That'll be good.
The annual appearance of Stephanie Rose, ladies and gentlemen. We'll make it an event every year.
Hell yeah.
We do a screen next time.
Yes.
I'm down for that.
No, absolutely. Star grading gets 5 stars for me. It always has been a 5-star one for me. I know even with its issues and some of the things in it, yeah, it's 5. Easy call for me on that one.
That's kind of a weird one because it also gets 5 for me, even though there are a lot of issues with it.
Yeah.
It's just, for me, a 5-star movie has to feel a certain way.
Yeah.
And this just gets that for me.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about it. I just love it so much.
Totally. Yeah. What about you, Stephanie?
I'm going to say 4 because I can't give a 5 to Scream, and I know what you did last summer. And so like, for me, it's like, that's hard because he came out with these 2 movies back to back. So it's like, for me, it's not a 5. It's like a 4.5. It's almost a 5.
Okay.
But
that's fair.
4.5. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because I love Scream more, but I do love this movie, and I have watched the second one a few times too, and it's still fun. It's not that good, but it's still fun.
The second one is not good, but it's so enjoyable.
No.
Like,
yes.
It's one where it's like, it's a hot mess, but I'm enjoying it.
It's a hot mess, but it was like, it was entertaining. And there was, of course, always news going on, but like, that's what I love about slashers is they aren't as heavy and serious as other horror. Mm-hmm. And there's a place for it of this like feel good. And some of them are comedic, like Happy Death Day and Freaky and those, but then you have ones that are supposed to be a little bit more serious like this. This is technically in the video store and online in like your library catalog, it's thriller, not horror, because the original book was thriller, not horror.
Right.
And it definitely watches like a horror, but it is such a thriller too. But that's Kevin.
For sure.
Like,
right. Yeah, it is.
Definitely.
Chef's kiss. I mean, yeah.
He rides that line perfectly.
Yes.
So your slasher survival tip for the week.
Okay.
Never agree to cover up a crime, especially one that involves dragging a body to a dock.
That's a good rule of thumb.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take that with me.
I try to follow that as much as I can.
I try.
I'm going to pocket that for later.
Yeah, there you go. It's going to end up in one of your novels, and I'm going to want credit. So there it is.
Well, I mean, Brian and Michael haven't been in either of my novels. I don't think I have anyone named that. So, I mean, you guys are going to go into a novel. So, congratulations.
Oh, yes.
Hell yeah.
It just depends. If you don't have me on the show again, I'm going to kill you. But if you are on it and if I come on again, maybe like you'll be like a really cool like deputy or something.
So can
like,
we have you back on the
Judy.
show? But could you also kill me? Like I would like that's something I would love to have, like a dope ass death. I've always wanted it. So we'll have you back on the show.
Like a Drew Barrymore?
Yes.
Like,
Can you just
like
slaughter me in a horrifying way?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
I want to
you.
come back for the sequel.
I'm so
though.
excited.
I want to be like
Okay,
I want to be like the final boy. Can I do that?
Brian, the final boy.
Oh my God, final boy! I love it. I love it.
There it is.
I'm writing notes now. Taking notes.
Coming up, we have your scare preview. But first, make sure you check out our good friend Courtney with her podcast, Jaunty Haunts. It's all about the supernatural. And Courtney is a self-proclaimed seer who, after 30 years of keeping it quiet, is finally sharing her secret with the world. She sees ghosties.
Yeah, each episode she's going to have lots of true tales. She has lots of guests on that give their own accounts of their experiences. And it's just a spooky, funny, but surprisingly relatable listen.
Now, did Hannah appear on that show?
She did. Her episode, it's coming out. It's one of the.
Okay.
It's on the release block.
That's
soon.
fantastic.
Yeah, so I'm excited to hear her stories. Even though I've lived with her,
right,
and I've heard them before.
You've heard them, but
it's
this is
different.
yeah,
I'm excited.
I just talked to Courtney last week, and she's excited to also come back on. And
nice.
So she was out west for a while in our neck of the woods, and she's going to be back in New York, and we'll get her dialed in. But whether you are a skeptic or a believer, you'll find something to love. You can listen to Jaunty Haunts wherever you get your podcasts. You don't want to miss it. All right, that is Jaunty Haunts. All right, it should be no surprise what my scare preview is. I know what you did last summer, the new version, which is coming out now, actually.
Yeah.
So, and Jennifer Love Hewitt making a return, as well as Freddie Prinze Jr. and a new cast. And we have been talking about this film for a while. It's been in the news, obviously. So excited about that. And I will be going to see it. And this will be our season finale episode, which will be later, about 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks or so, the very end of the month. So we'll come back with I Know What You Did Last Summer. Very, very excited. A lot of anticipation. And I hope it's as good as we think it's going to be.
Yeah, I hope so too. I have high expectations for it too, but we'll see.
And yours?
Yeah, mine is Predator Badlands. So this one's from Dan Trachtenberg. He did Prey, which I thought was fantastic and one of my favorite Predator movies. He's also done 10 Cloverfield Lane. Lots of good stuff under his belt. So I'm hopeful that this next Predator movie is going to be just as good as Prey. So we'll see. This one comes out November 7th. So still a little bit of a wait.
Perfect. Yeah, I love the Predator franchise for the most part. So
yeah, there's some that aren't very good.
Yeah, that is true. All right, well, that is it for this week's episode of Opening Kill. And please leave us a 5-star review. And you can reach out to us on all of our socials at openingkillpod. Email us too if you want.
You can, openingkillpod@gmail.com.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. If you have a film suggestion or just want to comment on the episode, please let us know. Very special thank you to Stephanie Rose. Just thrilled to have you with us this week.
This was so much fun. It was really nice to go down nostalgic lane with somebody, like with two people who have loved this film as much as me.
Yeah.
And also, if there are any store owners, please do not hit them up with their email, info@deathbytbrbooks.com. You can just rant to me and I'll pass it along if I think it's a good answer. Thank you.
And then Small Town Slasher comes out next year in the spring.
Hiding Lies is September 9th, the reissue, and then Twisted Tales comes out, the first anthology comes out 9/16, so a week later.
Okay, perfect. I want to make sure I get that right. So
thank you.
Yeah, some incredible work and some incredible storytelling from Stephanie. And again, thanks for sitting in with us on Opening Kill this week. We definitely would love to have you back on sometime in the future.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. This was a lot of fun.
It was so much fun.
All right, next week, we will be bringing you one of my favorite vampire movies, and it is from 1987. It is The Lost Boys. And researcher Shay, she grew up in Santa Cruz where they filmed this. She is a huge fan. She's going to be sitting in with us as well. So join us next week for Lost Boys.
Ooh.
Yeah. Have a great week. Thank you.
The Opening Kill podcast is hosted by Michael Duran and Brian O'Connor. It's produced by Mystic Cloud Productions. Thanks for listening. And don't forget to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere you listen to your favorite podcasts. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram too. Join us next Thursday for a brand new episode.